Hey guys, YouTube 100 here. Alright, and with SummerSlam being this Sunday, I figured I would do what I have done for the last couple of years and just make another retro SummerSlam review. And so for this review, I decided to really go back very old school, and I decided to review a SummerSlam 1989. So, yeah, of course, this was only the second SummerSlam ever. And yeah, this was a pretty good SummerSlam. Yeah, a lot of the early SummerSlams, I really don't see them really getting a lot of love. I mean, I see a lot of people sort of really bashing a lot of the earlier SummerSlams. I really don't see them getting a lot of love. But yeah, the older SummerSlams really were they were good pay-per-views. I mean, yeah, and yeah, this one was really no exception. I mean, this was a pretty good SummerSlam, man. Really, I don't hear a lot of people really talking about this SummerSlam when people really do talk about SummerSlam, and I really do think that it deserves more recognition because, yeah, this was a good show. I mean, you had two really great matches on here, and you also had some other matches on the show that were really good as well. I mean, yeah, you did have some matches on here that really were not very good, but I mean, the good stuff definitely definitely did outdo the bad stuff on the show. So yeah, and yeah, this, like I said, it was a really good SummerSlam, and I really did enjoy watching it. Gosh, really just a lot of these SummerSlams I'm reviewing now, they're really just SummerSlams that really were not on my mind back several years ago when I did reviews for my choices for the top 10 best SummerSlams at the time. Yeah, I mean, because yes, ones like this, and I did a SummerSlam 1997 last year. Here, I mean, these were just SummerSlams that really just were not on my mind back when I did those those reviews several years ago. And yeah, because those SummerSlams were on my mind, I definitely would have included them in those reviews. But yeah, on the bright side, I mean, at least I'm getting a chance to review these shows now. Yeah, so yeah, this definitely was a really good SummerSlam. I mean, you did have some really good matches, really up and down the card. I mean, yeah, like I said, you did have some matches that really were not very good. I mean, yeah, it did have some bad stuff on here, but it definitely had a lot more good stuff than bad. So yeah, and I think definitely the good stuff is definitely more memorable. Well, and this show is known for more of the good stuff than it is the bad stuff. So yeah, I guess this SummerSlam did serve its purpose of giving us some stuff to really remember it by. There's not really anything on here that is really not to recommend. So yeah, what can I really say about it? It just is a very enjoyable SummerSlam, and I would definitely say that it is worth a watch if you haven't seen it before. It is just not everything about it is good, but definitely there is plenty of good stuff, and it definitely does overshine the bad stuff. So, yeah. So that's really the best way I can put it. It really is a good SummerSlam, and it is worth a watch. All right, so yeah, let me just talk about the card. So the first match of the night was it was the Hart Foundation versus the Brainbusters, and yeah, this just was a really good match right here. Maybe even a great match. I mean, yeah, the Brainbusters were the tag team champions at the time, but yeah, this wasn't a tag team title match because apparently this match was actually made before the Brainbusters had won the tag team titles. So yeah, this match wasn't for the tag team titles, even though I felt that they could have actually since they did win the titles prior to this match, they could have actually made it a tag title match, but it is what it is. So yeah, and this was just a really good, maybe great match. I mean, yeah, one of the best openers of all time, and definitely at the time, this was probably one of the best openers that the WWF had ever seen at this point. This just and this really just was a really enjoyable match. I mean, it was great back and forth action between both teams. At one point, as Tully Blanchard was the legal man for his team, Arn Anderson was trying to interfere in the match, and then all four guys got in the ring at the same time, and fought it out with each other. And then at one point, as Bobby Heenan was distracting the referee, yeah, Bobby Heenan was like out at ringside with the Brainbusters. Yeah, as Bobby Heenan was like distracting the referee, Arn Anderson then like performed a double axe handle on Bret Hart. Hart as Bret Hart was like fighting it out with Tully Blanchard, and then Arn Anderson then eventually like was a Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard then were just like doing a lot of like illegal stuff in the match, and we're just like doing a bunch of stuff to just like try to beat the Hart Foundation any way that they could. Yeah, and then just some really great back and forth action. Like at one point, like the Hart Foundation was like trying to throw the both members of the Orient Express at each other, but one of them, I think it was Arn Anderson, like reversed Bret Hart's Irish whip into each other, and then Bret Hart like collided with Tully Blanchard, but Tully Blanchard got the worst end of it. Yeah, and then as I said, then as Heenan was attracting the referee, Arn Anderson then like hit a double axe handle on Bret Hart, and then then and then like Arn Anderson then like rolled Tully Blanchard out of the ring, and then Arn Anderson then like covered Bret Hart and then got the pin. But it was like Arn Anderson was like not actually the legal guy in the match, but the referee didn't realize it and counted the pin anyway. So then the Brainbusters ended up getting the win. So but this just was a really, really great match. Like I said, this was like one of the best openers of all time, and definitely probably like the best opener at the time, even though like after this, there were still like some great openers as well, like Bret Hart and Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10, and some other like great openers as well. But at the time, this was probably one of the best openers that the company had ever had before. So it just is like a really, really good, maybe even great match. I would give this probably 4 stars. I mean, it just is a great match. I mean, if you haven't seen this match before, you gotta check it out. It just is an awesome tag match and a really great opener. So and then after this is kind of like where the show sort of like starts to kind of go downhill. Like you do like it like the next 2 matches really are like pretty crappy. Next up was Dusty Rhodes versus the Honky Tonk Man, and this really was not very good. I mean, there really was just like not really any action. It just like was just like a lot of standing around, and just like at one point like Dusty Rhodes was like holding up Honky Tonk Man's leg, and he wasn't even doing anything to it. It's not like he was like pulling on his leg or like hitting his leg or anything. Like he was just like holding a Honky Tonk Man's leg up in the air. At one point, Honky Tonk Man tried to hit Dusty Rhodes with the megaphone, which he did, but Dusty Rhodes was able to survive it, and then at one point, like the referee ended up getting knocked out after Dusty Rhodes was like shoved into the referee, and then the Honky Tonk Man then tried to hold on Dusty Rhodes while Jimmy Hart tried to hit Dusty Rhodes with Honky Tonk Man's guitar, but Dusty Rhodes ducked, and then Jimmy Hart accidentally hit Honky Tonk Man with the guitar, and that allowed Dusty Rhodes to then like hit the bionic elbow onto Honky Tonk Man and then pin Honky Tonk Man to get the win. And so that really was not a good match at all. I mean, it was pretty crappy. It was like also very slow and sloppy. Like I said, like why was Dusty Rhodes just like holding Honky Tonk Man's leg up and not doing anything at all? So that just was that match was crap. I give it like 1 star. It wasn't good, not at all. And then next up then was Mr. Perfect versus the Red Rooster. Oh man, this really wasn't very good. I mean, the Red Rooster was just a horrible gimmick. I mean, seriously, whose idea was that? I mean, the Red Rooster, the guy that played him he must have felt like an absolute idiot. I mean, having that rooster stuff on his head and like making rooster noises and stuff and bobbing his head, like what the hell is that? Oh gosh, and yeah, this match was only like 3 minutes. I really don't remember like anything from this match. I don't remember what happened. It just was, yeah, it wasn't good. And yeah, Mr. Perfect just ended up getting the win with a perfect flex on the Red Rooster. So yeah, Mr. Perfect got the win. Luckily, it wasn't very long. It was only 3 minutes, thank goodness. So yeah, I would probably give that match like a star and a half. Yeah. And then next up after this is where the show does get better. After this, then we had a six-man tag team match. It was Tito Santana and the Rockers versus Rick Martel and the Fabulous Rougeaus. And this was a really, really good match also. I mean, yeah, this was just really very enjoyable. I mean, yeah, this was still like during the time where you had like the tension between Tito Santana and Rick Martel after the implosion of Strikeforce at WrestleMania 4 over a year before. So yeah, and it was there was still the tension between them at this time. I mean, yeah, they like were at each other's throats for like quite a while after the implosion of Strikeforce. So yeah, so of course Tito Santana wanted to fight Rick Martel in this match, but then like the Rougeaus like kept getting like involved in this match and kept getting legal to like pretty much prevent Tito Santana from getting to Rick Martel. Yeah. And in this match, like, Tito Santana was a legal man for his team for quite a while in this match, and just, yeah, uh, the Rougeaus and Martel were just using a bunch of dirty tactics to just beat down on Tito Santana. And then, like, the Rockers then, like, kept, like, running into the ring and trying to get involved to help Tito Santana at different points in the match, yeah. And then eventually, then, Rick Martel and Tito Santana then did go at it in the match. Yeah, and then and like yeah, at one point Tito Santana was just like kept getting like was isolated in a Martel and the Rougeaus corner, and they were just like using a bunch of illegal double teams on Tito Santana. But then eventually, then Tito Santana was able to tag in Shawn Michaels, and then Shawn Michaels was able to gain the upper hand on the Rougeaus and Rick Martel, and then and as like all six guys were then going at it with each other, Jimmy Hart, who was at ringside with the Rougeaus and Martel, then it was like Marty Jannetty and Rick Martel were the legal guys in the match, and then like Jimmy Hart was like distracting Marty Jannetty, and as that was going on, then Jacques then hit Marty Jannetty from behind, and then yeah, Martel was able to get the pin on Marty Jannetty, and then yeah, so Rick Martel and the Fabulous Rougeaus won. But yeah, this was a very very entertaining match. I mean, just really good stuff. I mean, yeah, it was all very entertaining action and just yeah, some good dirty tactics from Martel and the Rougeaus, and yeah, Tito Santana was like really, really good, and so were the Rockers. Yeah, everybody was pretty much really, really good in this match. So yeah, definitely a very entertaining match. I would give that probably like 3 3/4. Yeah. Then next up, after this, then we get the match of the night right here. Next up, then we get the Intercontinental Championship match. Rick Rude defending against Ultimate Warrior in a WrestleMania 5 rematch. Of course, like this like has one of the greatest bloopers for a promo ever. Like before the match, like earlier on the show, like you had like a pre-match interview with Mean Gene, like interviewing Rick Rude and Bobby Heenan. Of course, everybody knows about the blooper that went on in that promo where like the SummerSlam sign behind Mean Gene ended up falling over. Yeah, that's got to be like one of the greatest bloopers in wrestling history. Yeah. But yeah, getting to this match, yeah, this was just a really, really great match. I mean, yeah, this shows that the Ultimate Warrior really can have great matches. I mean, a lot of people really do hate on the Ultimate Warrior, saying how horrible he was at wrestling. But yeah, he did have some great matches, and this one being one of them. I mean, yeah, I talked before about the WrestleMania 5 match, how that really just wasn't very good, and just nothing really happened in the match, and it was really boring. Here, they really did show what they can do, because yeah, this just really was just such a great match right here. Yeah, one of the Ultimate Warrior's best matches of all time. I mean, yeah, there was matches like this and his WrestleMania 6 match with Hulk Hogan and WrestleMania 7 with Macho Man. Yeah, matches like those like really show that the Ultimate Warrior really can have great matches and he doesn't suck. So people really need to get off the Ultimate Warrior's back and just quit hating on him like that, because he did have great matches in his career. This was definitely one of them. This was just like such a great match. I mean, yeah, I really did enjoy this really from start to finish, really. Yeah, the match started off with like the Ultimate Warrior just attacking Rick Rude. He like press slammed Rick Rude onto the floor and then just was assaulting him on the outside of the ring. And then he like hit Rick Rude with the IC title. And then the Ultimate Warrior just was continuing to beat down Rick Rude throughout this match. Yeah, I guess wasn't like any. Yeah, the referee didn't even like disqualify Ultimate Warrior for this. I guess with like everything that like Rick Rude and Bobby Heenan had done to the Ultimate Warrior in like the weeks and even the months prior to this match, I guess like the referee felt it was justified with what the Ultimate Warrior was doing to Rick Rude here. Yeah, but yeah, this was just like such a great match. Yeah, I mean, and, and yeah, at one point, like Rick Rude was able to have an often was able to push the Ultimate Warrior down from the turnbuckle, and then yeah, at one point like Rick Rude then was like got a sleeper hold in on the Ultimate Warrior, but then yeah, the Ultimate Warrior was able to like fight out of it, and then and yeah, it continued to go back and forth between them, and it was just really great action. Like, just yeah, this match seemed like it could have gone either way. But then, yeah, then eventually, as Rick Rude was like gaining the upper hand, seeming like he was going to win the match, then Roddy Piper then like came out to ringside, and then yeah, Rick Rude was then just like looking at Roddy Piper. Then yeah, Roddy Piper then just ended up like flipping up his kilt and showing his ass to Rick Rude, and then yeah, as Rick Rude was distracted, then the Ultimate Warrior hit a German suplex onto Rick Rude and then gave him the Gorilla Press splash combo, and then yeah, the Ultimate Warrior then was able to pin Rick Rude and regain the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, this was just such a great match. I mean, definitely the best match of the night. I mean, just yeah, as I said, I mean, people need to get off the Ultimate Warrior's back saying he sucked and he didn't have good matches, because yeah, he did have great matches, and this just shows it. This shows what the Ultimate Warrior could really do in the ring. So yeah, just a really, really great match. I mean, definitely so much better than the WrestleMania 5 match, and it shows that these two really can work great together. So yeah, match of the night, definitely. I give that 4.25. Just an awesome match. If you haven't seen it, check it out. So yeah, great match right there. Then next up after this, then we had Andre the Giant, Akeem, and the Big Boss Man versus Demolition and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, or King Duggan, as he was being called here in a 6-man tag. And yeah, this wasn't good either. I mean, I thought it was funny how Jim Duggan like had the American flag painted on his face, I guess to blend in with Demolition with their face paint. Yeah, but yeah, this match sucked. I mean, yeah, just like with the Mr. Perfect Red Rooster match, I really just don't remember anything from this match. I mean, that's how bad it was. Just you can't remember anything from it. I mean, yeah, it was just boring, and stuff. I mean, just yeah, yeah, just nothing really happened in this match. I mean, it was only like 7 minutes. I mean, it wasn't memorable. It was boring, and then yeah, Slick tried to get involved in the match, but yeah. Yeah, then yeah, Demolition and Jim Duggan ended up winning the match after Duggan hit Akeem in the head with his 2x4, and then that allowed Smash to pin Akeem, and yeah, that gave Demolition and Jim Duggan the win. So yeah, so short, unmemorable, not good. I give it like 1 star. Yeah. Then next up, then you had Hercules versus Greg the Hammer Valentine, and yeah, this match was only like 3 minutes. Also, I mean, and yeah, and you had like Ronnie Garvin as the guest ring announcer for this match, and apparently like at this time Greg Valentine was like feuding with Ronnie Garvin at the time. So yeah, during Greg Valentine's entrance, Ronnie Garvin was just like making comments about Greg Valentine and Jimmy Hart. Yeah, and this match was only like 3 minutes, and oh gosh, I really can't remember anything from this match. I mean, it was just short. It just like totally passed by, and then yeah, in the end, like uh, then Greg Valentine then pinned Hercules with his feet on the ropes, what the referee didn't see. But then, yeah, and Ronnie Garvin then, as he was like announcing the decision for the match, he then just declared Hercules the winner by disqualification. And then, yeah, afterwards, then Greg Valentine then tried to attack Ronnie Garvin, but then Hercules and Ronnie Garvin teamed up to just attack Greg Valentine. So, yeah. So, kind of a stupid decision for the match and stuff, and it was just short and unmemorable. So, yeah, I would give that like a star and a half. Then next up, we had Ted DiBiase versus Jimmy Superfly Snuka. And, yeah, this was an okay match. I mean, it was only about like 6.5 minutes. I mean, it wasn't anything all that good, but it wasn't horrible. I mean, it was decent, like, back and forth action between the two. Like, Virgil, of course, was at ringside with Ted DiBiase. So, yeah, Virgil was just doing stuff to, like, try to help Ted DiBiase in the match, yeah. Then, at one point, like, as Jimmy Snuka was getting the upper hand on Ted DiBiase, then like Virgil then tried to get involved, and Jimmy Snuka went after Virgil, but then yeah, Ted DiBiase and like attacked Jimmy Snuka on the outside of the ring as he was going after Virgil, and then like Jimmy Snuka ended up getting counted out. So yeah, so Ted DiBiase won the match by count out, but then yeah, afterwards then Jimmy Snuka then attacked both Ted DiBiase and Virgil, and then yeah, he like headbutted the both of them, and then yes, then performed the Superfly splash on Virgil. So yeah, the match was it wasn't all that horrible. Like, it was decent in ring action between the two of them. Yeah, the countout finish did kind of suck, but yeah, still a decent match. So I would probably give that like 2.25, 2.5, something like that. Yeah, you'll see my final rating down in the description. Yeah. And then we get the main event. Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake versus Macho Man Randy Savage and Zeus. So, yeah, there's a lot of people that really are not really big fans of this match, but I actually did enjoy it. I actually did like this match. Yeah, of course, like in this match, like you had, of course, had a sensational Sherry in Savage and Zeus's corner, and Miss Elizabeth was in Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake's corner. So yeah, and still, yeah, I did enjoy this match. I mean, I did think that the storyline for this was actually pretty good. So, yeah, this was still like during the Hulk Hogan Macho Man and rivalry in like 1989, of course, with like the Mega Powers separating, and then of course, with Hulk Hogan winning the title from Macho Man Randy Savage at WrestleMania 5, and yeah, continuing on here, and then like with Hulk Hogan teaming up with Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and then with Macho Man now bringing in Zeus, who really did kind of seem impenetrable. I mean, this was like kind of similar to like the Hogan Andre type of storyline, where like it seemed that Zeus was more powerful than Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan couldn't take down Zeus. And so yeah, so that was like one of the big things in the storyline. Yeah, it made it seem like maybe like Zeus was actually more powerful than Hulkamania. So yeah, and so in this match, of course, like it was really like centered around like Hulk Hogan really like taking down Zeus, and it showed like in this match like Hulk Hogan, it seemed like Hulk Hogan really couldn't actually take down Zeus, because it seemed that no matter what a Hulk Hogan or Brutus the Barber Beefcake could really do to Zeus, Zeus wouldn't go down. It seemed like none of their shots to Zeus were really effective. Yeah, and yeah, I did actually enjoy this. I thought it was like overall entertaining back and forth action between both teams in the match. I mean, yeah, Hulk Hogan and Brutus Beefcake, I mean, they were really good. I mean, of course, like this was probably Brutus the Barber Beefcake's biggest claim of fame, like the biggest thing that he was involved in during his career. So yeah, I guess like it's good that he did get his moment to shine. I mean, I'm not sure if this was like similar to like what happened with Hulk Hogan and Brutus Beefcake at Starrcade 1994. If Hulk Hogan like did something to like convince them to like put Brutus Beefcake in the main event with him here. I'm not sure like what the story is behind it, but regardless, yeah, I guess I'm glad that like at least a Brutus Beefcake did get a moment to shine in the main event in the WWF. Yeah, and yeah, and I did think that overall, like, yeah, Savage, like, he did good in this match. I mean, he did a good job at, like, carrying it with Hulk Hogan and Beefcake, yeah, and I thought that Zeus overall, I mean, yeah, Zeus really, there wasn't really much to do with him, but, yeah, for a non-worker, I thought Zeus did just fine in this match, and plus I did think that he did serve his purpose in the match. I mean, it was, like I said, it was really similar to, like, the stuff with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, even, like, similar to some stuff like, the Undertaker Giant Gonzalez storyline. I mean, I know a lot of people hate that, but you know, it that rivalry, like, in the end, it did serve its purpose, and yeah, that was really like the case here too. I mean, the stuff with like Zeus in the match, I mean, it served its purpose. I mean, yeah, the idea was just really to make it seem like there was somebody even stronger than Hulk Hogan, and was think that Zeus was like a stronger force than Hulkamania. So I did think that the story with Zeus and Hulk Hogan here, I thought that it was just fine and it served its purpose. Yeah, and also, like, there was some tension in the match between Macho Man and Brutus Beefcake also, because apparently, in the weeks leading up to this, like, Savage and Sherry ended up, like, giving Brutus the Barber Beefcake a haircut, so, yeah, Brutus, like, had to score to settle with Savage in the match as well. Yeah, and like I said, I thought this was just, yeah, it was entertaining in ring action. I mean, I enjoyed this match. I like really can't find really anything to complain about. I mean, of course, it's not really like the best main event ever. I mean, this isn't ever gonna like reach any of the greatest matches of all time, but I still did enjoy it. I mean, I did think that it was solid back and forth action between both teams. Yeah, and then at one point in this match, as Brutus Beefcake like had like Zeus in a sleeper hold, then yeah, Macho Man then hit Brutus the Barber Beefcake in the head with Sherry's purse. Yeah, so of course, like, there was like something in the purse that like made it hard, and it knocked Brutus Beefcake out. I mean, yeah, it was never actually revealed what was in the purse, but yeah, there was like something in there to make it hard to knock somebody out. Yeah, and yeah, Brutus Beefcake got knocked out, but Hulk Hogan like stopped Savage from pinning Zeus, or pinning a Beefcake. Sorry, and he kept pulling Savage off of a Beefcake, like when Savage tried to go for pins, and then of course yeah, Savage then like tried to go after Miss Elizabeth. And of course, yeah, this was like also during the time when they were separate, and then like after WrestleMania 5, like Elizabeth was like managing Hulk Hogan at the time. So yeah, and then yeah, then eventually Bruce Beefcake recovered, and then uh yeah, then well, Hulk Hogan then got tagged in, and then he went at it with a Savage and Zeus, and then at one point then like a Savage went for the flying elbow drop on Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan then started to Hulk up, and then Zeus got tagged in, and then Hulk Hogan disposed of Savage, and as then Hulk Hogan then was continuing to battle with Zeus, and then eventually Hulk Hogan was able to knock Zeus down to a knee, and then yeah, Savage then like tried to then use the purse on Hulk Hogan, but Brutus the Barber Beefcake then knocked down Randy Savage and knocked the purse out of his hands, and then Hulk Hogan got a hold of the purse, and then he nailed Zeus with the purse, and then lifted up Zeus for a scoop slam, and then a leg drop, and then yeah, Hulk Hogan then pinned Zeus, and then Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake got the win. Yeah, and then of course after the match, then they attacked Sherry. Yeah, Hulk Hogan gave her an atomic drop. Then Miss Elizabeth then knocked Sherry out with the purse, and then Brutus Beefcake then cut Sherry's hair. So, yeah, they did what everybody wanted to see. Yeah, and Sherry got her comeuppance. So yeah, and yeah, like I've said before, like I loved seeing like the stuff with Hulk Hogan and Sherry. I mean, I just loved stuff between them with just Hulk Hogan just always beating down Sherry like that. And I talked about it like last year when I reviewed Bash at the Beach 1994 with like the same stuff happening between them that it did here also. So yeah, that's something else I love. And so yeah, so I did enjoy this match overall. Like I said, I thought that all the like story arcs in this match, I felt that they served their purpose. So yeah, I really can't find too much to complain about this match. So yeah, I would give it like 3.25, and so yeah, a pretty good main event. So overall, this show, I would give it probably I guess I would give it around like a 7.5, 7.75 stars out of, yeah, 7.75 out of 10, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'll see my final rating for the show in the description. And yeah, you'll find out what I decide to give it in the end. Yeah, so yeah, it overall was a really good show. I mean, yeah, the opener was good. I mean, yeah, the Intercontinental title match was great. The six-man tag with like Tito, Santana and the Rockers against the Rougeaus and Rick Martel was good. And yeah, main event was good overall. And yes, of course there was like some crap on the show and stuff that wasn't real memorable, but still with like at least half of the card turning out pretty good, I would give the show a pass. So yeah, I do think it is worth a watch. So yeah, if you haven't seen it before, check it out. I mean, it is a very enjoyable show. I mean, yeah, there is some crap on there, but yeah, the good definitely triumphs over the bad. So yeah, a recommended show. Alright, so yeah, I guess that's all I can really say about it. So yeah, so I guess that's my review of SummerSlam 1989. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and there is also like another SummerSlam match, not a full show, but a match that I do actually want to talk about as well. So in my next video, I am going to review a specific match from a SummerSlam show. I'm not going to review the full show, but I am going to review a match from another SummerSlam show. So stay tuned for that coming up next. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.